All right, Denny, how's it going today? You're pretty busy today, aren't you?
I still have some reports to work on, and also I'm giving feedback orally to my students about their drafts for surveys, questionnaires that they're making right now.
And what sort of feedback are you giving them?
They have to set objectives and then make questions that answer those objectives. They are designing a new product or a new service to the Chinese market, and they will ask possible customers these questions. So they have to word their objectives clearly and also their questions and answers clearly.
What are some of the common mistakes you're seeing that you have to keep on saying again and again to your students?
One of the things I have noticed especially is something like this. How much would you accept for something? And what they mean is, how much do you think is reasonable usually?
Right.
Like how they might say, how much would you accept being charged for some product or service?
And me as a native English speaker would say nothing. I want it free
Right, right.
because
And
the connotation of how much would you accept? The idea is that, well, this is voluntary. It's not a price like in the supermarket, and it's not I mean, it's not mandatory, but it's a sale price. Maybe there's some negotiation, but you don't have much of a choice in it.
right. Or at what level do you find is reasonable? How much would you usually pay for?
Right.
So
So
I guess it,
what was the were you teaching them that construction instead to ask about the reasonable rate, or what were you trying to encourage them to do?
right. I would explain to them, and this is on a one-to-one or two students to me basis, just a pair or an individual basis giving this feedback. I don't actually teach them very much. They have coursework and videos. I'm here to supplement and then also to advise them on their reports and then assess
Right.
what they write.
Modern teaching.
Yes. Yeah.
Are you comfortable with this style of teaching, mostly online, and maybe your students are watching videos that were maybe made a couple of years ago or something?
I don't have easy access to their study materials.
Right.
So I'm going blind sometimes in terms of we have a weekly teachers meeting to be certain with other teachers teaching the same material and somebody, a manager for us. But
Okay.
not being able to see the material makes it so that I can't tell the students, well, on page dot 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 or in video dot dot dot. I I, I don't know. Therefore, when they are complaining or say that they haven't studied something, I'm not in a position to say, well, it's not in the materials,
Right.
but I
So
don't have,
how do you usually bridge this gap?
well, my students in this kind of situation, for example, giving feedback to them for something like this in the report. Our last topic, the paraphrasing, this was a big issue too,
Right.
because it seems like the materials that they had used to study paraphrasing this term didn't do a good enough a job. Now, after the feedback, they understood the situation,
Right. No, it's
but
good.
it's a challenge, yes.
So we were thinking about some pronunciation and